Hi gentlemen, welcome back. I am dating coach Naz, and in today's video I want to talk about 4 dating app mistakes that men make which are most possibly sabotaging your success. So let's get right into it. The first point that I want to make is that you're using photos that aren't storytelling. All right, so what you're doing basically is you're posting generic looking good pictures, which I most definitely have done in my past. But when when men post these selfies that are in pitch dark and you can barely see their face, or they post these pictures where you're in a group, and a woman is not going to spend, well, most women, I mean, at least I'm not going to be spending 5 minutes looking for you, figuring out who you are, like that. This is where your dating profile, yes, it's not a business, but it does need to have just a couple of these elements to make sure that the person that is swiping, they're easily able to see, okay, this is a human being. Let me see what they're all about. Let me see what they're, what kind of personality do they have. It's important to showcase all of these things on your dating app. And yes, maybe to somebody it might seem a bit much, but to me, literally, it doesn't take that much time. The amount of time that you take to post a picture in the pitch dark, you can take the same amount of time and take a picture in the light, Like it's not, I'm not telling you to get a photographer and get, these body shots. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. This has to be your life. How are you living your life? So the reason why this is a mistake is because women aren't, sorry, I just want to move this. Women aren't just swiping for looks. And I know probably most men will say, well, no, they are. But they want to really understand your life. They want to understand what are your values. And there's a research by Tinder, which just found that profiles with action shots, basically of you doing something that you love, get 60% more matches. And me, I used to work, I'm sure you guys know, as a matchmaker. And so I was on dating profiles all day long, helping my clients, and I've learned so much about dating profiles and connecting with people and what works, what doesn't. And so that's one of the biggest things that I've noticed is your dating profile. It's like common sense. Like, you don't want to post a picture in the dark, but there is little things I feel like men are not the best at, which it kind of makes sense because women are more, we put the makeup on and we like taking pictures. And for men, it's not that, like, you guys don't think it's a big deal. But to a woman, when you're swiping, like it's the first 2 seconds is when you're able to have an impression of a man. And so this is why your profile, it does matter. And okay, let's get to the next point. So the psychology behind this is that humans are wired for storytelling. Okay, so if your photos tell a story, meaning like if I just swipe through your pictures and I see, you're adventurous, you're passionate, you're creative, it subconsciously signals to a woman that you are dynamic and interesting and worth getting to know. So this is all subconscious that kind of happens. And so this is why having a great dating profile is really, really important. And I'm going to make something really special for you men, to help you out with this, because I feel like it's not that difficult to make a good profile. It's just a couple of tweaks, couple of shifts in like what you're saying in your pictures, and you're good to go. So, the way to fix this is to add pictures that you're actively engaged in. So your hobbies, you're traveling, you're spending time with your friends. It basically tells, again, a story about your lifestyle, your passions, your values. For example, here's me cooking a new recipe. Like, look at the two. Okay, so here's me cooking a recipe. You maybe making pie. I don't know, something that men like to make. Maybe you're a chef, versus just a random selfie in the pitch dark in the washroom or something. Like, the 2 different energies that I'm getting from these 2 different men. And also your photos should invite questions. Like, it should be intriguing for the woman. I shouldn't be looking at your pictures and be like, Oh, okay. Like I should be asking, like questions should start popping in my mind. Now, the second point that I want to make is writing a boring vanilla bio. Okay. So many of us do this. I have, I struggle with this sometimes, to be honest, because I'm just like, hey, this is me kind of thing, but it is really important to stop writing bio templates like, hey, just here for fun and just gonna have a good time. And like, oh my God, please stop writing dating profiles like that, because it's not gonna get you the woman that you're looking for. Maybe a short-term fling, yes, that's definitely gonna work, especially if you're a good-looking man, you have abs, you're walking on a beach. Hey, that could work, right? But if you're a man, regardless of how you look, how many dating how many abs you have, it doesn't matter. As long as you're just a committed, you're looking for love. If you just you just kind of showcase your personality on your dating profile, which I'm going to get into, is literally how you're going to attract the right woman. And so instead of saying just here for fun, try looking for someone to enjoy life with. So you want something a little bit more meaningful, a little bit more in depth, Now, why writing a vanilla bio is a mistake. Research by OkCupid shows that women are 4 times more likely to engage with a profile that is specific, quirky. Oh my God, I feel like I'm screaming. Quirky, and includes a call to action, right? If you're writing a generic bio, you're just blending in with the sea of profiles, right? And unfortunately for men, this is just the reality. Us women do have a lot more options than men. And if you look at it, any woman, it's not just mine, any dating profile of any dating app of a woman, you're going to see like 10,000 messages. And usually it's the same generic message as well, by the way. It's like, hey, I would love to take you on a date and you're so beautiful. It's like all of these things that men think work, but they don't work. Stop doing it. So don't blend in. That's the biggest tip that I want to give you is do not blend in. Showcase your personality, showcase who you really are and that right person. It's like you're finding your tribe, finding your player two for the rest of your life. So you don't need to blend in and then say what everybody else is saying just to be cool, because cool is not the way to go. And the psychology behind this is, we as women are naturally drawn to mystery and uniqueness. Okay, so women don't just want to know about your hobbies, but they want to feel intrigued and see what makes you stand out from, every other guy on the app kind of thing. And the way to fix this is to show intrigue, and use self-deprecating humor, or a unique challenge. So it's just, okay, so for example, you can say, I'm the guy who can never pick a movie without debating for 20 minutes. What's the one movie you can watch over and over and over again and never get tired of? So this opens up a door for your personality to shine, and encourages a fun conversation, not like, it's a friendlier conversation instead of it being this robotic, because dating can be such a mundane thing. You're doing it over and over again. Hey, how's it going? Oh, it's, what are you looking for? It gets so tiring and draining sometimes. You have to make it fun and enjoyable for yourself. And also when you do that, your energy, you raise your vibration, and that is when you attract the right person into your life. But a lot of people, what they do is they keep on saying the same thing and they just get drained, and they're on the dating apps, and then they start forcing things to happen, and then they get frustrated. So this is the best way to go. Don't put too much attention to it. Just enjoy, but make sure that what you're putting out, how you're talking, how you're coming across is effective. That's one of the things is like people think, oh, it's okay, I'm just dating. I don't know. Like, I'm just going to see where this goes. But I look at your profile and it's a hot mess. And then I asked you, like, how do you communicate to women? What's the first thing you say? And you say all the wrong things. And usually it's very like, hey, what's up? The men that I'm thinking about in my head, not most men do this, but so just make sure that what you're doing Even if right now maybe you're focusing on business and you're like, you know what, I want to focus on business, but just knowing, hey, you never know. One day you might be at a coffee shop and you might see this beautiful woman and you might be like, you know what, shoot, I'm going to go up to her and I'm going to connect with her. I want to talk to her. Why the hell not? Because you just never know when love, your soulmate could be right in front of you. And sometimes that moment passes, not to scare anybody, but sometimes it does. And then, maybe you have to wait until maybe you're a little bit older and then your pool gets smaller and that's a whole other thing. Anyways, so just make sure that you are, your personality is shining through in your profile and it's not just, I don't want to be looking at your profile and be like, I don't know anything about you. I want to make sure when I see your profile, I'm like, oh my God, like you're such an interesting person to get to know. Now, the third point I want to make is to start conversations with a question you could Google. Okay. So stop opening. This is what I wanted to say, opening. Stop opening with, hey, how's it going? Okay. Not on a dating app. Maybe when you get to know her a little bit and weeks have passed and then you already know each other and then just that's a whole different story. But when you're first getting to know a woman, the first opening line, that's important. Because as I mentioned, women get a lot of messages. And this is just how it is. I'm just stating a fact. I can't, you can say whatever you want, but this is literally just a fact. Women get a lot of messages. Because it's just how we're made. Men are hunters. You're here to hunt. Now, why this is a mistake is because according to Tinder's data, 95% of first messages are boring and generic, causing a low response rate. When you ask questions that could be answered in her profile, you're showing you didn't even read it. Ooh, this is a good one. Because what happens is usually you're asking questions and this is what a lot of women, come to me and they're like, he just asked me the question and it's already on my profile. I've already answered it. And it gets frustrating because you're like, oh wait, you didn't even check my profile. You didn't even take the 2 minutes to just check, how what I'm all about. And that again shows a lot about your character because it shows that you're just swiping and you're just looking for whoever catches first, right? And that is not a good first impression. The psychology here is that women want to feel noticed, heard, and valued. So when you ask questions based on something they have shared or an insight that you have, kind of gathered from her profile, then you're showing that you're invested and you're paying attention. For a woman, you guys know this, women, we're like hawks. We know what we say. We know what we put out, right? So, if you're just gonna come in here and not even read a profile, we're gonna notice that. And then the man that we see that, oh, he's read my profile. Oh, he's asking me a great question. Oh, let me go and connect with him. This is just how it goes. So the way to fix this is to start the conversation with a personalized observation based on her profile. So for example, you mentioned that you love dogs. I have one too. What's the craziest thing your dog has ever done? Boom. It's such a simple question and it's fun, it's engaging, it makes you think. You're showing interest and not just asking for a basic response, and this instantly builds rapport. Now, the last but not the least point is to over-optimizing your profile. More is not more, okay? So stop cramming. And I see this. I remember this guy, I think I saw once, he posted 100 different non-negotiable standards. It was like a checklist. I was like, is this a resume? It blew me away. So just make sure you're not cramming every detail onto your bio. Again, this is where I'm saying it needs to be intriguing. And there needs to be a little bit of mystery there, right? So if you're going to put all of your details, where's the intrigue? Where's the mystery? There isn't any. So the reason why this is a mistake, because studies by Tinder show that profiles with too much information or overly detailed lists don't perform well. it overwhelms the viewer and reduces the chance of engagement. Think about yourself. Like if you're on a dating profile and you're seeing like 20,000 things on there, you're going to get like a little bit worried. like I remember I think it was one of my friend's profiles. I was just checking her profile, and she had it just cracks me up. She had all of these these negative things on there, like if you look like this, don't message me. If you have this type of job, don't message me. If you're under 6 feet, don't. Like, it was very negative. And so, it kind of that negativity is like you can feel it, and it also kind of shows that you've been around the block. You've been around for a long time. So just make sure that, like, whenever you have a profile, make sure that you're not putting all the information in, because, as I said, it's going to be overwhelming. Now, the psychology here is that women are, as I just said, women are drawn to mystery, and too much information makes you seem also too available or even desperate. And so you want her to feel a desire to learn more about you and not to get everything all at once. And I also recommend this on dates. When you go on your first date, don't just blurt out and this is something I do, by the way. This is my red flag. I end up telling you my entire life story, and it's like, no, you don't need to tell that person all of your trauma on the first date. Anyway, so I mean, usually men don't have a problem with this because it's usually the woman that yap. So I get it, but no, but that's not true. I speak to a lot of men that they like to talk, so it's okay. Now, the way to fix this is to keep your bio concise, intriguing, and open-ended. So let her ask you questions as well. Okay, so for example, I'm a coffee snob and an amateur photographer. Let's see if you can guess my favorite coffee spot. So again, this is something fun. It's a little bit silly, and it gets to, you can kind of see what is her personality like. If she's somebody who doesn't, she doesn't vibe with your personality. And I'm not saying to write this exact same. This is just an example of how you can come across, but there's different ways. You could have dry humor, you could be sarcastic, it doesn't matter. Whatever your personality is, showcase that. And this also, again, creates leaving her wanting more. That's the energy that you want. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you guys have any questions, if you guys have any tips, please put them down below. I would love to know your input and your insight, because I feel like men and women, both of you guys, I feel like watch my videos. So put them down below. Also, if you personally are ready to take your dating game to the next level for 2025, then I just want to let you know I do offer free strategy calls. Basically what we do on this call is I help you optimize your dating app profile, get you, personalized tips, and create a plan for your unique situation, because everyone's situation is different. Everyone is dealing with different challenges. So this is what I'm going to help you with. And so if you are interested, check the link down below. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'm going to see you guys in my next video.